for Asr. So Ghurub al-Shams is basically the entering of time. Basically when sun sets. I think sunset is pretty obvious. Ghiyab al-Shafaq al-Ahmar. So basically the red light, if you guys pay attention, if you guys are driving, you will see there's always a red light. Unless it's cloudy. So every single day, you will see that red light. Once that red light completely disappears, that's when your Maghrib time has come to an end. That means you can pray Asr. So if you see the time, no, pray Isha. If you see the Isha time, Qiyab al-Shafaq al-Ahmar, that means the red twilight disappears. So if you're driving, let's say 295, oh, yeah, my bad. So if you were to just focus on the sunlight, you would see that the red light's going away slowly but slowly, and then eventually you'll see that it completely blackens out. That's when, obviously none of us are we all rely on our apps, but back in the days there was no apps. You relied on the sun and the moon and all of these things. So when is the end of time? So there's two ways to understand this. Thuluthul Layl al-Awwal, and then you have Waqt al-Darura. So when it comes to Isha, for some reason, let's say you want to make sure you pray it from, let's give you an example. So right now Isha enters at, let's say 9, just for the calculation's sake. 9, and we have all the way Fajr is close to 5. Let's say 5 o'clock from now. 3, and then you have 5. So 8 hours. So divide that by 3. That's almost what? Yeah. So make it 3 sections. Let's say 8 hours, right? Let's say 2.5, maybe 2.5, close to 2.5. So let's add 5 hours from Salatul Maghrib. So Maghrib right now might be 7:30, or let's say 8 o'clock. 8 plus 5 is basically your 2 o'clock, 1 a.m. So 1 a.m. So 1 a.m. is basically, after that it's Waqtul Darura, because that's when the third of the night enters. Third of the night enters means it's a recommended time for you to pray Qiyam. But you want to make sure you have prayed Isha. People always say it's midnight. It's not exactly, because remember, the time of Maghrib is changing throughout the year. So you can't really say midnight unless you're living in a country where the weather's same exactly throughout the year. So that time changes based on sunrise and sunset. So the 2/3 is basically you have prayed within the time range. The last third, Waqtul Darura, is basically you've prayed in the waqt of the, like at that point you have delayed it right to the end. Obviously, once the Salat al-Fajr enters, then you have missed the prayer within its prescribed time itself. Some scholars will not even allow you to pray towards the last third, but let's assume flexibility on this one. You have to pray within that 2/3. The last 1/3, they call it Waqtul Darura, till Fajr. So hopefully this clears all the.
And this Waqtul Darura goes all the way to the
Fajr.
To the